Hi, folks. Today, I'm here with the founder and CEO of Hive Agency, Matt Salesio, and we're going over an extremely interesting topic that covers how B2B content becomes GTM infrastructure driving revenue. And the first question I really wanted to ask is, I know you've been in this space for a long time, and looking back at your own journey building content systems for B2B companies and teams, what belief about content marketing did you have early on that you've completely changed your mind about?
Yeah, I'll say it's the one I see on LinkedIn all the time too, and I used to be guilty of it myself. Is content marketing something just the intern can handle? You know what I mean? Or something we put on the sides, or something that isn't really something that could drive revenue. It's just a nice to have.
Yeah.
Over the years, I've really seen that that's not really the case. And I had somebody today ask me about the same question. I actually did it in a comment on LinkedIn, and it was about how intern can handle it, put it on the back burner. And they said that they had the same belief, right? And I said, it actually trains your audience to not trust you or to ignore you or to devalue your brand. Because if you're putting out fluff content, or if you're allowing somebody who doesn't know a lot about the industry, who doesn't have a lot of ideas about your ICP, they're just creating fluff content. Educational, upper funnel, very vague, sometimes AI slop, which everybody knows. And if you're continually putting that out, and if I'm continually seeing that as your prospect, I'm not going to listen to you because I know it's not of value to me. I'm not going to spend my time. I'm going to instantly see you and scroll even faster, if not unfollow or unconnect with you. So I think the biggest misconception is having it on the back burner, or having somebody who doesn't know how to do it handle it. As a founder or somebody in the B2B space, content is what acts as your trust asset. Your brand is what allows you to sell better and warm up your audience. So you need to look at it as infrastructure, and I know we'll get into this in a bit too. But that actually resonates with your ICP, and that you spend some time to map it to their buyer journey. So at a high level, that's what I would say.
Interesting. And it's good that you bring it up, because an objection that I often get from people that I ask why they aren't doing content for themselves or for their company, a lot of founders say that they don't want to be the face of the brand, because if they say something wrong, they might completely bring the brand down with them. So they want to hide behind the scenes, not show their face, not post content. So their brand is more protected. If something bad happens, they can divert, or he can divert that issue to someone else in the company, instead of the founder taking the hit themselves and ruining the entire brand. How do you overcome or respond to someone saying that?
You can give it to a couple of different people in your company. I've seen that before, where it's not founder led, which is totally fine, but you have a face to the brand. So whether it's your GTM or whether it's the people taking your sales calls, whoever it is, you can swap them out if anything goes awry. But as long as you have a face there, I think that's the most important thing. And one other thing I'll touch on too is like high risk, high reward. Yeah. It's so cliche. Yes, you can, let's say you go out and you're doing something stupid that shouldn't be done, and you tank the company. Man, that's on you. That's on you. As a founder, you understand that you're going into the spotlight. You have a different level that you have to hold yourself accountable to. Yeah. And when you do that, your sales can become better. Your brand can become stronger. You can become more recognized in the industry. Like, you think of Elon, you think of Tesla. You think of Bezos, you think of Amazon. Like, those are two things tied together that have massive influence. So if you do something really good, imagine what that does to the brand. Yeah. It's the same as vice versa. So I think shifting that belief a little bit, number one. But if you're absolutely dead set, you can have 2 or 3 people that show up as faces for your brand.
That makes sense, because you do see some big companies, like you mentioned Amazon or Tesla, having the founder as a face of the brand, and also big companies that don't have a founder, the face of the brand, like Accenture, Deloitte, EY. They hide in the back, like IBM. Those founders are not very outspoken or become the face of the brand. But speaking of different variations and the B2B space, content becoming very crowded, what would you say is content that's worth posting versus content that's just noise?
I love it. I love this question. And it's actually the thing I see the most, because most of the time I will manually prospect about 100 to 200 people per month. And I will actually go look at their content to see if it's worth me reaching out, if I can actually help them. So I've seen everything under the sun. Do people have blogs, YouTube, both, neither, one or the other? And if they have content in place, what's wrong with the content? And the thing I see most often is people posting upper funnel stuff. Okay. Super awareness based, which is fine. So let me give you an example of what I mean by that. So let's just say somebody's in lead gen. Okay. Yeah. They're in the cold email space. Upper funnel content would be like, hey, here's 5 cold email hacks, 5 cold email tips. safe content. This
Yeah.
is upper funnel content. It's good to bring in awareness, good to bring eyeballs, good to be visible, but it's easily forgettable because everybody's doing it. It's fluff. It's top of funnel. So the biggest mistake I see for companies that are posting, they're doing that. And what I would do instead, this is what we do with a lot of clients, this is what we do with ourselves, is we look at the buyer journey that we currently serve. And I say, what are their limiting beliefs? What are their objections? What are their pain points? And what's their dream state? Where do they want to be after working with whoever? And then you get this full mindset of your prospect. And then from there, you can pull certain nuggets to create content around. So if you were a lead gen agency, and let's just say, we know that your buyer struggles with hitting revenue goals because their outbound campaign isn't working. Okay, great. Now we can make not 5 cold email hacks, but we can say, here's why your revenue infrastructure is broken and here's how we close more deals. And then in that content piece, we can shift perspectives. We can educate and position our service as something that actually moves a needle for you. And that's the big distinction between upper funnel content and something that would actually drive a pipeline or move them closer to a deal. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So you're saying to have them essentially go through your sales funnel in that video or in a series of video, from going to very broad problem-based videos to a specific issue they're facing in the company that they can fix to resolve that issue and drive sales or drive the goal that we're achieving.
Yeah. Yeah. And I find that the more personalized or more specific your content piece is, the higher ROI the prospect that's watching is going to get something out of it. 5 cold email hacks, that's for everybody.
Yeah.
But hey, stressed out founder or CRO that's not hitting quota. Oh, I want to see that. And you're going to get a very, very strong high intent ICP watching that.
Yeah. Yeah. Very interesting you bring that up. Now, shifting a bit to what you talked about just now, when it comes to tying pipeline and content views. A lot of teams in B2B, they make good content, they get views, but they see a disconnect between the views and the actual revenue. How do you tie that together? Or how would you create that link between just getting views and converting those views into actual revenue for your company?
I think the biggest thing is we know all the time marketing and sales never really talk to each other.
Yeah.
They live in their own silos. Marketing is saying one thing, sales is saying another.
All the time.
All the time. So if you got marketing pumping out these promises and sales giving these promises, this is what a prospect will now have as cognitive friction. I heard this, but you're telling me this. You guys don't seem like a reliable company. So the biggest thing is connecting the two silos. And the way you can do that, just number one, have them talk to each other. And that's what we do with our clients too. We say, if we're sitting down with either the founder or if it's a sales team, we'll say, what's happening in the company this month that you guys have actually seen generate a result from a campaign. So let's say there's a nice cold email line or a nice value prop that you have in a specific campaign that got a great reply rate. Boom, we're putting that into a video. So now when the prospect gets hit with that email and they see a video, imagine the connection there.
Wow.
So it like expedites the pipeline or expedites the deal cycle because now it's talking together. So I think having the sales, your reps, your AEs, SDRs, your founder, everybody involved in actually selling the product and those marketing the product, how can you guys create content that works together? Super simple, super high level, but man, it does a difference.
Wow. Yeah. Very different from how people normally see it. Now, a question comes up about the overall topic of this podcast. That's very aligned with the topic of this podcast. When it comes to GTM content infrastructure, how does that differ from someone just randomly posting, like an influencer posting videos? What differentiates GTM content infra compared to just normal content posting?
Strategy and direction. I would say that as a high level. So let me break that down a bit. I've been guilty where I just post. I just post. I want to stay consistent. I want to be in front of my audience. You know what I'm saying? Which is fine to an extent. However, if it doesn't drive pipeline because there's no intention and direction for that specific post. Every time I make a post, I know it's speaking to a specific buyer persona that I'm serving. Are they aware of me? Are they comparing and price shopping? Are they in the middle of understanding what solutions are out there? Content needs to be tailored for each part of the buyer journey. So that way or their prospect knows this is who's actually being spoken to. The other thing I'm going to tack onto that is making sure that it's handling specific questions that they would have. You should pre-sell your audience with your content. You should pre-warm your audience with your content, because if it can't map to revenue, if it can't map to the next step for them to take, if it can't map to an opt-in or a lead magnet, your content is it's noise and it's awareness. And that's got its time and its place. But as somebody who's like, hey man, what's the pipeline saying this month? Are we having ice cube sandwiches for dinner? I want to know that if I'm going to post something, maybe it will bring in a lead or it will push them closer to book a call.
Yeah.
So that it's having that direction and understanding why you're posting the content in the first place.
Gotcha.
Most people don't take that step.
Yeah, because some people can say, "Oh, I'm posting content, I'm driving revenue," but when you lack that structure that I just mentioned, it's not a GTM content infrastructure. It's just posting content sporadically and being a casual poster, I would say, right?
Yeah. Yeah, upper funnel. It's got its time and its place, like I said, but yeah, you have to map things to where your buyer is today and where they need to be. And one thing I always do tie into is naturally and organically tying in your service or tying in how you solve that problem. And it doesn't have to be a sales pitch. It doesn't say we do X, Y, and Z. Sometimes you can, but you can just say normally and subtly like, hey, this is what we do with our clients and we actually find results.
Yeah.
If you want help, just drop a comment and we'll reach out. Like it's so subtle, but you're prompting them to take the next step based on the topic of the video, of the post, of the article, whatever.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like more a psychology of a sense than just content creation, I would say.
It's huge. Yeah. Yeah. Because you talk to every prospect a little bit differently. Yeah. Imagine the first cold call versus the end of the sales cycle.
Drastically different.
Drastically different. Your content should do the exact same, and you should have content for every buying stage. And the reason I say that is because that does your sales, the heavy lifting for you. Imagine you didn't have to explain the same thing every demo for the first 10 minutes. Imagine you didn't have to hear the same objection 50 times in a week because your content can address that organically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. Now, because the space that we're in is evolving so fast, AI is popping up everywhere. A question that I always think of is when it comes to GTM content creation for B2B companies, which part of your service do you think is going to be taken over or replaced by AI very soon? What do you see as which area of when you're creating content could be easily taken over by AI, or you can leverage AI to do it completely?
I think the whole thing.
Oh, from like topic selection to even editing?
The whole thing. The whole thing. Yeah, you can already be done now. Like the company HeyGen, I don't know if you've seen them. I've been looking into them quite heavily, but yeah, essentially you just upload a photo of yourself or a 30-second video, and now you just plug in a script and it'll film. It'll film for you. And it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's slightly off, but yeah, it looks like if Bobby was doing it, you wouldn't have to
film through your webcam, or the AI creates an image of you.
No, like you just get your phone and you talk, and then you submit that and it like lives on their platform. So anytime you want to put a piece of content out, you upload a script and it'll do it and you get it done.
Because it mapped your face, I guess. So it can create a video of you, but how real does it look?
Real. It's good. It's very good. Like I've been watching them for the last, I would say better part of 8 months, maybe 10. And at the beginning you're like, okay, that's AI. It's still pretty good. But now it's getting quite scary. Even with Sora, like you've seen these UGC campaigns that have been coming out, like the AI is getting so hyper realistic. So eventually, I do think it'll take over the entire thing. Wow. And that's now it could be a bad thing. It could be a good thing in terms of, hey, we can now service clients overseas, or hey, we can now cut our time that we're doing 10 hours a month down to 2 hours a month. I've yet to see the actual data in terms of how it plays out online, whether an AI video or a human video and how they perform. Like, what does the retention look like on a completely AI version versus not? And can people really tell the difference? I also think we've hit like quite a high peak on AI where people now crave the humanness. AI slob is out there. Everyone can tell a ChatGPT LinkedIn post. People don't like it anymore.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So we're getting a little bit better at it. But I do think it'll take over the whole thing. And I don't know if it'll stick or not. I think it's too early to say. But I do know every time we upload YouTube videos, it asks if this is an AI generated video. You have to say yes or no. So I don't know yet if the YouTube algorithm deranks it because it's AI or whether it doesn't. But I do know like that's an option that you have to put.
What if you lie? If it's AI and you're like, no, it's not AI. Do you think YouTube can figure it out and
I have no
you?
idea. It's so early. It's so volatile. But I could definitely see it being much more mainstream, especially in the video space over, I would say, the next 6 months. Fast.
Wow.
But it's like do you like AI content? Like, can you tell an AI generated video and you just,
I think I've gotten to the point where it's the same as what you said. I have AI fatigue. So I prefer the genuine human connection. So seeing someone post an actual video of themselves, speaking or living their life is more appealing to me than seeing an AI image or an AI video. So I would purposely scroll past any AI content I see. So I just hope that there's still a space for real human connections in the future, and not everything's gonna be AI. So
yeah, I think there's always going to be people who want to do business with people, especially in the B2B space. Your average ticket size is 50, like 100K, 200K. You're going to want to see a human there. I don't want a little chat bot. I don't want that.
Yeah.
So it's tough to say, but I do think it'll eventually take over. Yeah.
And I feel like when you're working with clients right now, let's say you test out different content pieces, different channels of content posting, and you figure out something that works. How do you scale that for the client? Let's say they're getting consistent lead flow from their YouTube shorts. How would you propose scaling that to get them more leads from that working channel? Is that how it works, or how would you approach that?
Yeah, there's two ways. So you can either just double down on the content selection or the content topic. Like, hey, if this specific topic is bringing in a crap ton of leads or a crap ton of awareness, keep doing it. Keep doing it. Marketing is the same thing over and over and over, just said a million different ways. So that's number one. Or if you really want to put some ad dollars behind it, boost it, man, 100%. That's what I do with my LinkedIn posts. If something really it takes off organically, I know that if I pay to put it in front of more people, it's going to bring in more eyeballs because it's already proven. It just happened.
So only boost the posts that already have gone viral or have gained a lot of traction is what you're saying.
Yeah, you can give a little fire under it, like at the beginning, just to get it out there. If you don't have a big following or if you're just building, for sure. But when you find something that sticks, boom, put more behind it, 100%.
I've heard this concept before, but I need your expertise. Now, let's say I have a video that's working really well. Do you recommend reposting the same video?
The exact same video?
Yes, if it's working.
I don't know about the exact same per se. I do know algorithms will de-rank it. They can
really?
Yeah. Like I've accidentally posted, like sometimes I've had multiple clients, especially in the short space, where I'll upload it on one of the other clients' platforms. I'm like, shit, that's not the right one. So I have to take it down and then repost. And then it gets like 0 views.
Really?
3 views. And I think it's because YouTube has already recognized like this was already a post, this exact thing. I've seen that time and time again, whether it's true or not. I just see it. Yeah.
Because I've heard that sometimes if you found a video or a short that goes viral, you would wait a few months and then post it again because that video had a working formula in some way. So you want to leverage that as much as possible. You can repost it or copy the structure and create a new video. But people recommend reposting that and also creating similar videos with that structure.
Yeah, I think that's a better strategy, or even just changing out one specific sentence so it's not identical.
Yeah.
I think when it's identical, that's when it starts to be an issue.
Yeah. Now, there's so many moving parts with setting up a proper content GTM infra, and dealing with clients must be tough. I want to hear, man. Tell me some client fires, some bad ones, how you overcame them, what happened.
Some client in terms of creating,
or delivering service.
One that sticks out is pretty good. We were running an ad campaign for a client, and we also handled their website at the same time because it was all like together with ads, leads, blah blah blah. We forgot that we changed the URLs of some specific pages, and we ran the ad for a month. And they're like, we haven't gotten any traction to these specific pages. We went to go look. I go, oh man, we sent it to the wrong page. And it's just a 404 error, you know?
No, so that's so bad.
Yeah. So, I mean, they stayed on, but we comped them. We said, hey, we're just going to work the next month for free. And figure it out. So like, it's so stupid, so specific. So there's a lot of detail that goes into it. And anybody in the creative digital space, I know they think the same way.
Yeah. That must have been tough though when you realize that.
As soon as you look at it, you go, damn man.
Now, something that I thought of as we were speaking is because we see so much content out there and so many brands pushing content saying, hey, this is the working formula for B2B content. This is what you should do. There's so many myths and theories out there. What's the most common myth you see that you know is complete BS, but you still see people posting about it and pushing that idea of saying this is how content should work? Something in the space that you want to really myth bust.
I think it's so cliche, but just be consistent and you'll grow.
So you're saying that's false?
Yeah, I do think it's false because because I'll look back to my previous startup that didn't do well. We posted all the time, never grew. I think I was stuck at like the same follower count for months on end. I was consistent. Why didn't I grow? And the thing that most people miss is like, if you're going to stay consistent, you have to look at the data in which you're posting. If you're just staying consistent doing the same thing or posting the same crap content, it's doing nothing for you. Like it goes back to our first question. You're training your people not to listen to you because you're doing the same stuff. So what we do with a lot of our clients, we've even done this with your content, is we'll look at the 3 months or the quarter, and then we'll look at all the data from what we posted. What got the click-through rates, what got the most watch time, what had the most impressions, like everything. We'll look at everything, and then we'll prioritize it in terms of what content performed the best. Great. Anything that wasn't good, scrap it. We're not doing it again. The stuff that was good, we do it double.
Yeah.
And then that's what attracts more people, because that's what they're asking for with their views, with their engagement, with their retention.
That's so counterintuitive though, because people always think if you're consistent with something, you will get results eventually.
Yeah.
But if you're just walking in the wrong direction, you're actually training people to not watch you. And it creates a negative effect, actually.
For sure. It's like going to the gym. If you go to the gym every day, you're like, oh, I want big biceps, but you walk on the treadmill. You never get big biceps, but you're consistent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you got to do the right thing, but you only understand what the right thing is for your audience by looking at what you're posting and then pivoting based on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So if you look at my early content, I know we'll wrap it up too, because we're coming up almost on 25 minutes. But if you look back to my earlier content, it was a lot around personal branding and podcasting and how that can help with a brand. It didn't do well. As soon as I shifted more to the B2B GTM space and pre-selling and pre-warming and all that other stuff.
There you go.
People are engaging now. Okay, great. We're doubling down on that. I don't do podcasts anymore because of that very specific reason. So consistent, but pivoted because of the data. That's what
I would say based on that, it would be consistent, but in the right direction is what matters.
Bang.
So, but very insightful, because everyone says, oh, just be consistent and you'll find your eventual success. No, direction is also very important, or equally important.
Very, very, man. So I think it's a good place to stop it, man. That was a freaking...
Yeah. I appreciate you sharing all this valuable insights. Learned so much from this just from talking to you today.
Appreciate it, man. And if you guys want to work or hear a little bit about your content strategy, links in below to work with me.
Check him out, guys. This guy knows his stuff.
Thank you, Bojan. We'll jump into the next episode. We'll see you guys here on the next time.
Take it easy.